The Skinner Auto Group in Richfield Springs and Turnbull Insurance Service since 1866 present Mohawk Valley Living, exploring the arts, culture, and heritage of our region. A special good morning and happy birthday to May of Cooperstown from your grandchildren.
Good morning and welcome to Mohawk Valley Living. Here it is March. Now usually there is some snow on the ground or it's a little bit colder, but not this year. March though means to me one thing very important. It's that month of the year where maple syrup is made. Right here in Clinton we have Shaw's maple products, and people like their maple syrup either very light, the light amber. Personally, I like it way at the other end of the spectrum, the dark amber. As a matter of fact, I'm taking some home and it's so dark that it says for cooking only, but I can tell you it's going to find its way into some French toast later today.
Generally in the beginning of the year when the sugar content is high and there isn't so much niter, we generally produce a light amber or fancy grade syrup. As the season goes and the days get warmer, the syrup tends to get darker, and then it's the same process, nothing changes. It's just all of the warmer days and the niter build up in the pans. It makes a darker syrup. We're not really sure what to expect this year. The weather has been extremely unseasonably warm, and we are about half of our production right now compared to last year. Last year was a seasonal year. It needs the cold nights and the warm days for the sap to kind of regenerate and keep on flowing and keep the sugar content up too. We are in our 6th season this year, and it all started with my daughter's Girl Scout troop. We took a tour up at VVS Maple House there, and it was just absolutely wonderful. We took a ride through the woods and saw the whole process, and the girls got to watch them tap the trees and watched them boil, and that's where it started. We come home and started tapping our first 8 to 10 trees. And this year we're up to 1,080.
It's Maple Weekend, this weekend and next. You can visit Shaw's Maple Products at 7945 Maxwell Road in Clinton, or visit mapleweekend.com to find a maple syrup producer near you. Today at 1 o'clock, the Skating Club of Utica-Whitesboro presents their annual ice show at the Utica Auditorium. Skaters will perform to music reflecting the past 30 years. Tickets are $6 and available at the door for the Utica-Whitesboro Skating Club's ice show today at 1 o'clock. Watch Mohawk Valley Living every Sunday at 7:30 a.m. and 11:35 p.m. on WKTV. And check out what's new on MohawkValleyLiving.com.
And the sadness in my heart will always grow. Inside this prison, I cannot be.
Back in 1945, Skinner Auto began as a small dealership on the corner of Routes 20 and 28 in Richfield Springs. Today, Hiram Skinner is proud to have his son Roger at the helm, continuing the tradition of service to the customer and the community. In 1866, James B. Turnbull walked to farms and villages to visit his customers, earning their trust. Today, the 4th generation of Turnbulls continue that dedication, tailoring a life insurance plan to suit your unique needs and priorities. Turn to the company that is out there to earn your trust. Turn to Turnbull. Allie Lynn's Home and Accessories for distinctive gifts. For the whimsical. For the bride. For American made. Allie Lynn's Home and Accessories, West Park Row in Clinton. Why do contractors and do-it-yourselfers shop Lincoln Davies? It's the superior grade lumber, the value for the money, the 140 years and 6 generations of customer service. Since 1872, Lincoln Davies has delivered superior lumber, value, and service, and they're not about to change things now. Celebrating 140 years at the same location, just 10 minutes south of New Hartford on Summit Road between Routes 12 and 8. Lincoln Davies, building them like they used to. Visit Chester's Flowers in Utica for a healthy dose of springtime. Fresh, fragrant flowers are always featured, and the greenhouses are filled with seasonal flowering and lasting tropical plants. Show your love with a floral gift from Chester's. Call Yannick Excavating for all your residential and commercial projects, from new construction and land clearing to septic systems, driveways, basements, ponds, and topsoil. Visit yannickexcavating.com. You'll find treasure around every corner at Cobbler & Company. 12 rooms filled with eclectic gifts for your friends and family, home and garden. Cobbler & Company in historic downtown Sharon Springs.
Julia Margaret, dress me up in red. I wanna be a woman in a picture. Hey Julia, how I love your name. I wanna be a woman in your frame. Catherine Houghton with the starlight smile.
The Kirkland Art Center in Clinton presents Local Arts.
Hey Catherine, there's no way.
There's a new gallery in Hamilton at 20 Broad Street. The Broad Street Gallery features the works of 24 artists on display and for sale. This new co-op is part of the Hamilton Center for the Arts, located right next door and up the stairs.
Upstairs here, the main thing that we do is we have art classes or classes in the arts for children. We also partner with Community Action Program, and that allows us to accept donations for children from low-income families to attend classes in the arts. And the multi-arts program is a direct response to the budget cuts in the schools, so that the kids who ordinarily would not have access to the arts anymore now do have access through the classes after school and also through camps 4 times a year.
Helping out with the kids is local artist Tony Thompson, who has a current show at the gallery. Reset is a collection of new work inspired by his experiences during a recent extended hospitalization.
5 years old is when I started drawing, and I would say high school, elementary school, all the schooling kind of got me into art. I wasn't a great student. It's not that I didn't like the schooling, but I just wasn't strong at it. So the anxiety of kind of being left behind and whatnot in schooling created me to draw, and just all my homework would have artwork around the margins. You know, there wasn't a page of homework or a sheet that they gave me that didn't have artwork on it. Reset is my show from my recent stay in the hospital from an illness of a brain stem hemorrhage, and it's pretty much just reworking the events that happened there. I did a lot of drawing as therapy in there, and I took those drawings. I actually did the drawings on old lunch menus that they had given me, and I collected those drawings, and it was part of therapy, and I was just accumulation of them over time, and then I was able to make them, as I was getting better, I was able to make them into large-scale paintings.
Tony Thompson's Reset is on display through March 31st. Some of the art in the gallery wasn't on the walls. We meet a couple of artists who are also roller derby girls, getting ready for an upcoming unusual event at the gallery.
Last month, the Sportplex in Utica, where our team had been practicing, burned to the ground, and unfortunately with it went all of our rental equipment, everything that we need to run a successful bout season, all of our banners, chairs, tables, EMT equipment, everything. So the Hamilton Center for the Arts contacted me and asked if they could put this fundraiser on for us, and we were so excited. The big central section of the show is the Derby Fashion Show, which is why I am dressed this way. It's featuring actual derby girls wearing our actual clothes. We're having what we wear in practice, which is typically more athletic, what we wear in the bout, which would be our bout jerseys, and then something crazy on the bottom, and then our dream bout fit, which that's what this would fall under, because obviously I wouldn't wear bones for it. And it's going to be a lot of fun. We hope to have a lot of community turnout for it.
You can see and purchase some of Leslie's art in the gallery. There's a lot going on at the Broad Street Gallery and Hamilton Center for the Arts. Be sure to come out and support the CNY Roller Derby at their Fashion Show Disaster Relief fundraiser this Saturday from 5 to 8. And be sure to check out Tony Thompson's Reset on display through March 31st. We head to the pastry capital of the Mohawk Valley, East Utica. For over 8 decades, the Florentine Pastry Shop has been making Italian pastries old world style.
I am here at the Florentine on Bleecker Street. It has been here since before I was born, It started in 1928. Now, yesterday was St. Patrick's Day for the Irish to celebrate their corned beef and cabbage. Tomorrow is St. Joseph's Day, the patron saint of the Italians. And the Italians celebrate, oh my God, in such a great way. They have pastries galore. This is Sfingi, and this is Zeppeli. Come down here, buy them both, buy a dozen, 2 dozen, take them home, and really, really enjoy and celebrate St. Joseph.
Well, what we do is we make, it started making Sfingi and Zeppeli. This is basically what it is a fried cream puff. 2 different kinds. The Zeppeli's filled with vanilla cream, and the Sfingi is filled with cannoli cheese. And we go through a ton of them come this weekend. People just buy them by the dozens, and it amazes me every year when I see it. But once the day comes, then we wait until next year, starting in January, February, about that time, and start it all over again. I think it's the tradition and the fact that they get something new and unique every year, and they don't have to feel guilty about it. Oh, just once a year, and then they can go back to eating their regular stuff. So, well, I've been here since I was just out of high school, and on and off because I left to go to school. But I love pastry making. This used to be my great uncle's place, since the '60s, and I just love doing pastries, and it's my life. So.
I'm making this valley my home. I'm so proud to call it my home. Oh, it's not what you take for give, and it's here I want to live. Yes, I'm making this valley my home.
The automobile has gone through many changes through the years, but the Turnbull family's commitment to local drivers has not. Researching and selecting the best coverage for you with unparalleled service, claims handling, and settlement. Turn to a local company with 4 generations of knowledge and experience. Turn to Turnbull.
Hi, Dr. Tom. Bringing your cat to the Paris Hill Cat Hospitals on Sundays is a part of Mohawk Valley Living. Come inside and see why.
Paris Hill Cat Hospital, this is Lindsay. How can I help you? Your cat is losing weight and you need an appointment, and you're only available on the weekend. Sure, I have an appointment Sunday with Dr. Karen. Does that fit into your schedule? Okay, we'll see you then. Thank you.
We're open 7 days a week because we know that your cat can become ill anytime. The Paris Hill Cat Hospital, quality care for your cats and kittens.
Call Maria's Pasta Shop to reserve your party trays for Palm Sunday and Easter. You and your guests will enjoy homemade lasagna, ravioli, manigot, or stuffed shells. Call 797-6835. Meelan's Meat Market has your Easter specialties like store-made hams and kielbasa, leg of lamb and roasts, featuring low-salt, low-fat smoked ham and kielbasa. Try their famous crown roast of pork or prime rib. Meelan's Meat Market, your one-stop shop at the Four Corners in Clark Mills. Where can you find fair trade, local, and organic gifts like Dean's Beans coffee, fresh bulk almonds and cashews, and hand-dipped candles and local pottery? Tom's Natural Foods in Clinton, naturally. The dessert booth is now open for dinner on Friday nights. Enjoy vegetarian seafood or the popular tapas. Something for every taste and budget at the dessert booth in Clinton. Visit the Little Falls Antique Center and the Shops at 25 West for an ever-changing selection of antiques and collectibles from over a dozen antique dealers. Upstairs at the shops, find over 30 more vendors like Gaia's Garden for altered clothing and paper products by some extremely creative women. And we wear vintage clothing and accessories for those who like to dress up. There's also Jake's Bakes, handmade wheat-free treats for your dog. Visit the Little Falls Antique Center and the Shops at 25 West on your next visit to beautiful Canal Place in Little Falls. Spring color is peeking through at the Village Crossing. It's a great time for sales on winter clearance items, making way for new spring fashions arriving daily at the Village Crossing in Clinton.
Traveling round the Mohawk Valley, we're going on a road trip.
Today at 2:30, the Rome Community Theater presents Hound of the Baskervilles. Holmes and Watson are hired by Sir Henry, who inherited his uncle's fortune and is plagued by strange occurrences. Tickets are $15 at Rome Community Theater on Turin Road in Rome. It's time for the Skinner Auto Group road trip. We stop into Skinner Auto in Richfield Springs, where Roger is overseeing their express lane fast oil change. Bring in your vehicle and enjoy coffee in their lounge, and before you know it, your car will be ready to roll. This week, we're heading south to the town of Exeter. We head from Richfield Springs down Route 28, which takes us right by Din's Cider Mill. We stop in to see our friends and, of course, to taste some sweet November cider. Din's Cider Mill is open 7 days a week. Today and every Sunday, there's a pancake breakfast until noon, and you can stay and watch cider being made on an apple press from the 1800s.
To see what we can see, traveling round the Mohawk Valley. Let's see what we can see.
Route 28 is a scenic drive along Canandaigua Lake. The lake is 6 miles long and is one of the cleanest and clearest lakes in New York State. The island on the lake was called Diowango by the Oneidas, said to mean place of hearing because of the echo heard there. There was once a second island that is said to have sunk over 100 years ago. Indian folklore tells of special fountains with magical cures on the island, but the Great Spirit was angered and thrust the island to the bottom of the lake. Be sure to keep your eyes open for the hamlet of Skyler Lake, because you just might miss it. It is a small hamlet in the town of Exeter. The entire town as a whole has a population of only about 1,000 people. Skyler Lake is a quiet place this time of year now that the baseball tourists have gone for the season. Long before baseball made its mark on the region, Skyler Lake was a busy farm community, with mills, large hotels, a ballroom, stores, a cheese factory, schools, blacksmith shops, and even the train and railroad stopped here. Many who live here in the town of Exeter are descendants of the original settlers. They are proud of their heritage and their ancestors, who came here and endured the hardships to make homes in the western wilderness.
The town of Exeter was formed in 1799 as part of the Skyler Patent. It sort of was established. Skyler Lake has always been the hub of the township. It had the railroad, had the trolley system, had the main highway between Cooperstown, Mohawk, Richfield. So it kind of was the center. There was a bank here, and so that everybody sort of came to Skyler Lake from the area. Well, obviously everybody grew hops here in central New York. Lumbering was big, cheese factories, and dairy has always been a major part of the industry here, and agriculture, period. The hotels here were massive here on the corner, and we've got little tidbits of great dances, and people coming from all over for, come to Skyler Lake on a Friday night. So it's quieted down quite a bit. I mean, there's a lot of the places that were destroyed by fires in the early 1900s. A lot of the buildings are gone. The demographics throughout, central New York have changed. It's more of a small community now. A lot of single couples. It's a nice place to settle if you don't want to be in the rush of Cooperstown or up on Route 20. So it's not too bad.
And when I think of you, I'll ask myself why. Now that you're gone, now that you're gone, now that you're gone, now that you're gone, I can give up on being with myself. It's time I start thinking about somebody else. Now that you're gone, now that you're gone.
I am here at the old Panther Mountain Dam. This dam was built almost 200 years ago in 1825, and I learned that it was quite a controversy because whenever people find out they're going to change the water flow or the water levels in their area, they tend to become very upset. It's quite a place. I'm sure that in the summer it's a very popular fishing and swimming spot, and I'll bet you that it's a mighty fine place to do what I like to do, have a family picnic.
Whether fate or destiny or plans from somewhere above, certain people were bound to meet to share a little bit of their love. For a day, a week, a year, or sometimes maybe more. A little bit of love can make this life mean so much more. A little bit of love can make this life.
While you're in downtown Skyler Lake, you'll notice that there are several modest little homes. They're right next to each other. These are the homes that the sawmill workers occupied, and right next to them is the home of the owner, Mr. Rose. As a matter of fact, it's a rose-colored house. I have to say it's a little bit fancier than the workers' homes.
There was music in the valley. There was music in the air. There was music all around.
Just north of downtown Skyler Lake is the former homestead of Hendrik Herkimer, brother of General Nicholas Herkimer. At the northern end of the property on a small hill is the family burial site, where Hendrick and his sons George and Abraham are buried. Both served in the American Revolution. The homestead once had one of the largest hops yards in the township.
We have learned in the past that this area was very well known for its hop growing. In the 1800s, the average price for picking in this area was 40 to 50 cents per box, and usually the pickers were women, and a slow picker filled only 1 box a day, and a faster worker might do 2. Even though the picking was tedious, they all looked forward to the dancing and the entertainment every night. This original hop kiln is one of the very few that has the original workers' quarters still standing. The homestead is now owned by Charlie Zeus, who is also known in magical circles as, what's his name again? The Amazing Chazoo. Every year there's an annual convention here of magicians, and they come from all over the country to this little hamlet of Skyler Lake.
I can't stand it when you're not around. I don't know quite what to do with myself. So if you have to leave me tonight, now, baby, just don't come at all. When you're gone, you know just what I'll do. I'll cry the whole night through, 'cause I'm missing you and all of your kisses now, baby. All of your
Whenever I go to Cooperstown, I drive through Skyler Lake, and I've always admired the church here on the corner. It was built in 1839. What's interesting also is the bell that's up in the bell tower. The bell was installed in 1893. It weighs 616 pounds, and every Sunday morning it can still be heard ringing.
The Kirkland Art Center in Clinton presents Local Arts. People always seem drawn to objects made of wood, especially items that showcase the wood's natural grain. After nearly 20 years, Bruno Graziano still enjoys discovering and revealing the beauty of natural wood. The demand for his craft work keeps him busy in his shop in Remsen.
I've been turning for about 20 years now. It evolved from woodworking that I've been doing in the past. The cabinets that I was making, the small tables that I was making, were pretty much what they call flat work. And I decided that it was time for me to start making round furniture parts. It came out of necessity. When we moved here, the kitchen had to have new cabinets, the bathroom had to have a new vanity, there were new built-ins that had to be rebuilt, and I started making furniture, and next thing I know, I'm making salad bowls for people to use at the dinner table, and other turned objects that they can decorate their home with. The Native American hardwoods, typically the ash, maple, the cherries, are very nice woods to work with, and they're also more durable. Most of what I try to all of what I try to produce is intended to become an heirloom passed on to other generations. And these are very durable, reliable woods, and typically readily available to me for salad bowls. All the bowls, fruit and salad bowls, start from a log. A blank is cut from that log. It's rough turned and then allowed to dry for 2 to 3 years, and then brought back into the shop, finish turned, and the finish applied to it. And then I have a bowl to sell. It takes that long for the bowls to dry and equalize their moisture content to the atmosphere that they're in. I think it brings a warmth, and the stories that I hear from many of my customers are their grandmother, their great-grandmother had a bowl, they have one in the cellar, they remember being around the table during holidays and helping their grandparents chop cabbage, any number of things that draw people to the bowls.
You can see Bruno Graziano's work at the upcoming Sauquoit Valley Craft Show in November, or any day of the week at Gallery 3040 on Main Street in Old Forge. Visit our website for information, mohawkvalleyliving.com.
Yes, I'm going where the sun shines, coming to the promised land.
Here's what's hot on the lot at Skinner Auto. Check out the Chrysler 200 Touring with just announced 0% financing for 72 months, or take the $3,000 consumer rebate. Just one of the many great deals you'll find right now at Skinner Auto in Richfield Springs. Shop Shelter for handmade Adirondack furniture designed by craftsman Jim Kiefer. He works with you to create custom pieces to your specifications, from dining room and coffee tables to bookcases, beds, and bunks. Call or visit Shelter on Main Street in Old Forge. The Longaretta Law Firm, protecting your rights and advising you in matters of legal importance. Call for your free consultation, 735-6162. The Arkell Museum at Canajoharie brings great art and music to the Mohawk Valley. On March 25th, enjoy a concert with Gail Ross and Jerry Exline, and the Bluegrass Folk and Western Swing of Amy Gallatin and Stillwaters on March 31st. Call the Arkell Museum for tickets. Visit Trenton Teas for a delicious variety of fine teas, or arrange your own tea in the tea room. If you haven't been to a high tea, you're in luck. Trenton Teas is presenting a St. Patrick's High Tea on March 17th. Call 797-2181 for reservations. Expecting company? Just call Deansboro Superette. They prepare delicious Middle Eastern platters for any number of guests. Call 841-4377. Savor the flavor of authentic Southeast Asian cuisine at the Lotus Garden Noodle and Sushi House. The Pooh family welcomes you to lunch or dinner at the Lotus Garden, 339 Bleecker Street in downtown Utica. If you're in a collision, you need Precision. Call your insurance company first and then choose Precision Unlimited, providing expert auto body collision repair since 1987 on Route 5 in Clinton. You'll find something for everyone at the Little Falls Antique Center and the shops at 25 West. 50 local vendors offer a wide range of items, like local novels at Gansevoort Books, your source for regional books and special orders. Find affordable, one-of-a-kind handmade furniture and a variety of pellet, wood, coal, and gas stoves at Granny's Country Crafts Arcadian Stoves and Gifts. From local books to decorative arts, home furnishings to food and kitchen items, and antiques galore. Keep your money local and your selection wide open at the Little Falls Antique Center and the shops at 25 West.
Crazy Teresa's got a smile on her.
Thanks for tuning in. We hope that you enjoyed today's show. Next week, we're going to be covering the Southern Adirondack Scenic Trail. It begins in Herkimer. That's where we'll be, and we hope that you'll join us. Between now and then, enjoy Mohawk Valley living.
Got a head like a beam. He steers a T-bird like you never seen. Picks up the young